Burnout is a real thing. So how do you know you're suffering from burnout? Today, we'll talk about how to spot burnout and take action, the consequences of handling burnout, the differences between stress and burnout, and dealing with burnout. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell to get notified when we post new videos. You don't want to miss any of them coming up. We have some really good ones in the next few weeks. Hi, I'm Cwik, and I've been a leadership coach since 2007. I help professionals in a diverse global workplace bridge multi-generational and work style gaps by building strong communication skills. At Cwik Business Connections, we use our Success Mindset program to take the judgment out of your communications with people who are different from you, whether culturally, gender, level, or age, so you can create a life of power, presence, and purpose. Are you ready to create a more harmonious, trust-filled workplace that is inclusive of all? Then join us on the journey. So let's talk about job burnout. How do we spot it and take action? Are you feeling burned out at work? Find out what you can do when your job affects your health. See, job burnout is a special type of work-related stress. It's a state of physical or emotional exhaustion that also involves a sense of reduced accomplishment and a loss of personal identity. Burnout isn't a medical diagnosis. Some experts think that other conditions, such as depression, are behind burnout. Researchers point out that individual factors, such as personality traits and family life, influence who experiences job burnout. Whatever the cause, job burnout can affect your physical and mental health. Consider how to know if you've got job burnout and what you can do about it. So let's talk about what are job burnout symptoms. Ask yourself, have you become cynical or critical at work? Do you drag yourself to work and have trouble getting started? Have you become irritable or impatient with coworkers, customers, or clients? Do you often lack the energy to be consistently productive? Do you find it hard to concentrate? Do you lack satisfaction from your achievements? Do you feel disillusioned about your job? Are you using food, drugs, or alcohol to feel better or simply not feel? Have your sleep habits changed? Are you troubled by unexplained headaches, stomach or bowel problems, or other physical complaints? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you might be experiencing job burnout. Consider talking to a doctor or a mental health provider because these symptoms can also be related to health conditions such as depression. So, what are some of the possible causes of job burnout? Job burnout can result from various factors, including lack of control, an inability to influence decisions that affect your job, such as your schedule, assignments, or workload, could lead to job burnout. So could a lack of the resources you need to do your work. Unclear job expectations. If you're unclear about the degree of authority you have, or what your supervisor or others expect from you, you're not likely to feel comfortable at work. Dysfunctional workplace dynamics. Perhaps you work with an office bully, or you feel undermined by colleagues, or your boss micromanages your work. This can contribute to job stress. Then extremes of activity. When a job is monotonous or chaotic, you need constant energy to remain focused, which can lead to fatigue and job burnout. Lack of social support. If you feel isolated at work and in your personal life, you might feel more stressed. Work-life imbalance. If your work takes up so much of your time and effort that you don't have energy to spend time with your family and friends, you might burn out quickly. So what are the job burnout risk factors? And these following factors may contribute to job burnout. You have a heavy workload and work long hours. You struggle with work-life balance. You work in a helping professional, such as healthcare. You feel you have little or no control over your work. Consequences of job burnout. Ignored or unaddressed job burnout can have significant consequences, including excessive stress, fatigue, insomnia, sadness, anger or irritability, alcohol or substance abuse, heart disease, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, vulnerability to illnesses. So how do you handle job burnout? You take action. To get started, you evaluate your options, discuss specific concerns with your supervisor. Maybe you work together to change expectations or to reach some compromises or solutions. Try to set goals for what must get done and what can wait. Then seek support, whether you reach out to coworkers, friends, or loved ones. Support and collaboration might help you cope. If you have access to an employee assistance program, take advantage of those relevant services. Try a relaxing activity. Explore programs that can help with stress, such as yoga, meditation, or Tai Chi. Get some good exercise. Regular physical activity can help you better deal with stress. It can also take your mind off work. Get some sleep. Sleep restores well-being and helps protect your health. Mindfulness. Mindfulness is the act of focusing on your breath flow and being intensely aware of what you're sensing and feeling at every moment, without interpretation or judgment. In a job setting, this practice involves facing situations with openness and patience and without judgment. Keep an open mind as you consider the options. Try not to let a demanding or unrewarding job undermine your health. Do you have a story about burnout, or do you know someone that's going through it? Give us a shout out in the comments below and tell us your or their story. We'd really love to hear about it. Let's talk about the difference between stress and burnout. Burnout may be the result of unrelenting stress, but it isn't the same as too much stress. Stress, by and large, involves too much. Too many pressures that demand too much of you physically and mentally. However, stressed people can still imagine that if they can just get everything under control, they'll feel better. Burnout, on the other hand, is about not enough. Being burned out means feeling empty and mentally exhausted, devoid of motivation and beyond caring. People experiencing burnout often don't see any hope of positive change in their situations. If excessive stress feels like you're drowning in responsibilities, burnout is a sense of being all dried up. And while you're usually aware of being under a lot of stress, you don't always notice burnout when it happens. So let's compare stress versus burnout. Stress is characterized by overengagement. Burnout characterized by disengagement. Stress, emotions are overactive. Emotions are blunted in burnout. Stress produces hyperactivity. Burnout produces helplessness and hopelessness. Stress, loss of energy. Burnout, loss of motivation, ideals, and hope. Stress leads to anxiety disorders. Burnout leads to detachment and depression. Stress, primary damage is physical. Burnout, primary damage is emotional. Stress may kill you prematurely. Burnout may make life seem not worth living. What are the causes of burnout? So burnout often stems from your job, but anyone who feels overworked and undervalued is at risk for burnout. From the hardworking office worker who hasn't had a vacation in years, to the frazzled stay-at-home mom tending to kids, housework, and an aging parent. But burnout is not caused solely by stressful work or too many responsibilities. Other factors contribute to burnout, including your lifestyle and personality traits. In fact, what you do in your downtime and how you look at the world can play just as big of a role in causing overwhelming stress as work or home demands. So what are the work-related causes of burnout? Feeling like you have little or no control over your work. Lack of recognition or reward for good work. Unclear or overly demanding job expectations. Doing work that's monotonous or unchallenging. Working in a chaotic or high-pressure environment. What are the lifestyle causes of burnout? Working too much without enough time for socializing and relaxing. Lack of close, supportive relationships. Taking on too many responsibilities without enough help from others. Not getting enough sleep. Personality traits can also contribute to burnout. Perfectionistic tendencies. Nothing is ever good enough. A pessimistic view of yourself and the world. The need to be in control. Reluctance to delegate to others. High achieving type A personality. Dealing with burnout. Whether you recognize the warning signs of impending burnout or you're already past the breaking point, trying to push through the exhaustion and continuing as you have been will only cause further emotional and physical damage. Now is the time to pause and change direction by learning how you can help yourself overcome burnout and feel healthy and positive again. Dealing with burnout requires the 3R approach. First, recognize. Watch for the warning signs of burnout. Second, reverse. Undo the damage by seeking support and managing stress. Third, resilience. Build your resilience to stress by taking care of your physical and emotional health. The following tips for preventing or dealing with burnout can help you cope with symptoms and regain your energy, focus, and sense of well-being. So dealing with burnout, tip 1. Turn to other people. When you're burned out, problems seem insurmountable and everything looks bleak. And it's difficult to muster up the energy to care, let alone take action to help yourself. But you have a lot more control over stress than you may think. There are positive steps you can take to deal with overwhelming stress and get your life back into balance. One of the most effective is to reach out to others. Social contact is nature's antidote to stress, and talking face-to-face with a good listener is one of the fastest ways to calm your nervous system and relieve stress. The person you talk to doesn't have to be able to fix your stressors. They just have to be a good listener, someone who will listen attentively without becoming distracted or expressing judgment. Reach out to those closest to you, such as your partner, family, and friends. Opening up won't make you a burden to others. In fact, most friends and loved ones will be flattered that you trust them enough to confide in them, and it'll only strengthen your friendship or your relationship. So try not to think about what's burning you out, and make the time you spend with loved ones positive and enjoyable. Be more sociable with your coworkers. Developing friendships with people you work with can help buffer you from job burnout. When you take a break, for example, instead of directing your attention to your smartphone, try engaging your colleagues or schedule social events together after work. Limit your contact with negative people. Hanging out with negative-minded people who do nothing but complain will only drag down your mood and outlook. So if you have to work with a negative person, try to limit the amount of time you spend together. Connect with a cause or a community group that's personally meaningful to you. Joining a religious, social, or support group can give you a place to talk to like-minded people about how to deal with daily stress. And it's a great way to make new friends. If your line of work has a professional association, you can attend meetings and interact with others coping with the same workplace demands. Find new friends. If you don't feel that you have anyone to turn to, it's never too late to build new friendships and expand your social network. The power of giving. Being helpful to others delivers immense pleasure and can help to significantly reduce stress as well as broaden your social circle. While it's important not to take on too much when you're facing overwhelming stress, helping others doesn't have to involve a lot of time or effort. Even small things like a kind word or a friendly smile can make you feel better and help lower stress both for you and the other person. Tip 2, reframe the way you look at work. Whether you have a job that leaves you rushed off your feet or one that is monotonous and unfulfilling, the most effective way to combat job burnout is to quit and find a job you love instead. Of course, for many of us, changing job or career is far from being a practical solution. We're grateful just to have work that pays the bills. Whatever your situation, though, there are still steps you can take to improve your state of mind. So try to find some value in your work. Even in some mundane jobs, you can often focus on how your role helps others, for example, or provides a much needed product or service. Focus on aspects of the job that you do enjoy, even if it's just chatting with your coworkers at lunch. Changing your attitude towards your job can help you regain a sense of purpose and control. Then find balance in your life. If you hate your job, look for meaning and satisfaction elsewhere in your life, in your family, your friends, your hobbies, or even voluntary work. Focus on the parts of your life that bring you joy. Make friends at work. Having strong ties in the workplace can help reduce monotony and counter the effects of burnout. Having friends to chat and joke with during the day can help relieve stress from an unfulfilling or demanding job, improve your job performance, or simply get you through a rough day. And make sure to take time off. If burnout seems inevitable, try to take a complete break from work. Go on vacation, use up your sick days, ask for a temporary leave of absence, anything to remove yourself from the situation. Then use the time away to recharge your batteries and pursue other methods of recovery. Then tip 3, reevaluate your priorities. Burnout is an undeniable sign that something important in your life is not working. Take time to think about your hopes, goals, and dreams. Are you neglecting something that's truly important to you? This can be an opportunity to rediscover what really makes you happy and to slow down and give yourself time to rest, reflect, and heal. Set boundaries. Don't overextend yourself. Learn how to say no to requests on your time. If you find this difficult, remind yourself that saying no allows you to say yes to the commitments you make and want to make. Take a daily break from technology. Set a time each day when you completely disconnect. Put away your laptop, turn off your phone, and stop checking email or social media. Nourish your creative side. Creativity is a powerful antidote to burnout. Try something new, start a fun project, or resume a favorite hobby. Choose activities that have nothing to do with work or whatever is causing your stress. Set aside relaxation time. Relaxation techniques such as yoga, meditation, and deep breathing activate the body's relaxation response, a state of restfulness that is the opposite of the stress response. Then also make sure you get plenty of sleep. Feeling tired can exacerbate burnout by causing you to think irrationally. Keep your cool in stressful situations by getting a good night's sleep. Boost your ability to stay on task. Learn how to reduce stress in the moment. Manage troublesome thoughts and feelings. Motivate yourself to take the steps that can relieve stress and burnout. Also, it will help you improve your relationships at work and home. You can rediscover joy and meaning that make work and life worthwhile. It can increase your overall health and happiness. Tip 4, make exercise a priority. Even though it may be the last thing you feel like doing when you're burned out, exercise is a powerful antidote to stress and burnout. It's also something you can do right now to boost your mood. Aim to exercise for 30 minutes or more per day, or break that up into short 10-minute bursts of activity. A 10-minute walk can improve your mood for 2 hours. Rhythmic exercise, where you move both your arms and your legs, is a hugely effective way to lift your mood, increase your energy, sharpen your focus, and relax both the mind and the body. Try walking, running, weight training, swimming, martial arts, or even dancing. To maximize stress relief, instead of continuing to focus on your thoughts, focus on your body and how it feels as you move. The sensation of your feet hitting the ground, for example, or the wind on your skin. Tip 5, support your mood and energy levels with a healthy diet. What you put in your body can have a huge impact on your mood and energy levels throughout the day. You need to minimize sugar and refined carbs. You may crave sugary snacks or comfort foods such as pasta or French fries, but these high-carb foods quickly lead to a crash in mood and energy. So reduce your high intake of foods that can adversely affect your mood, such as caffeine, unhealthy fats, and foods with chemical preservatives or hormones. Eat more omega-3 fatty acids to give your mood a boost. The best sources of fatty acid, things like salmon, herring, mackerel, anchovies. I don't like anchovies, but you might. Sardines, seaweed, flaxseed, and walnuts. Avoid nicotine. Smoking when you're feeling stressed may seem calming, but nicotine is a powerful stimulant, leading to higher, not lower, levels of anxiety. Drink alcohol in moderation. Alcohol temporarily reduces worry, but too much can cause anxiety as it wears off. I encourage you to incorporate some of these tips so that you can reduce the opportunity for more stress. Do you think you may be suffering from burnout? Or maybe you have an overloaded workload and under a lot of stress, or you're struggling to get off the hamster wheel chasing that success. You should join our private community. You can find more information by clicking on the link in the description below. We have a great group of people who are part of this great community that I know will be there to support you, and as I'm sure you'll be there to support them in return. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell to get notified when we post new videos so you don't miss any of the great videos coming up. So, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you there.